Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the drawing for a publisher's copy of my new book. And the new book is called, in case you missed it, The Complete Guide to Astrology, Understanding Yourself, Your Signs, and Your Birth Chart. So, while I'm doing this live stream, I thought I'd do a few other things. We're obviously at crazy time astrologically. We see what's happening globally, geopolitically, and there's been an earthquake in Puerto Rico, and that's caused an awful lot of damage and, to their already damaged infrastructure, the poor country. And I think there's probably going to be more earthquakes, and there's probably going to be a big one soon. But, amidst all of this, and the crazy political machinations that are going on right now, there's always good to be found. So I'm going to share my screen. And I'm not going to babble on for ages, but I do want to just kind of, I realize there's a lot of fear out there. There's a lot of fear about what's happening politically. People are bandying around World War III, like, I really don't know if that's going to happen. It could, but my sense is it's not going to happen. But things are going to be very uncomfortable for a while, and there's probably going to be some more bloodshed, but that doesn't mean it's going to be World War III. That's my personal sense. It's also the sense of some other astrologers I follow. So, there's a lot of hyperbole and stuff. And yes, it's unprecedented, this energy. Where are we now? We are on January the 7th. Okay. And Black Moon Lilith is conjunct Neptune, or has been. Venus is sextiling Aries. I've already talked about that today. Early tomorrow, and I just posted about that, Jupiter's going to conjunct the South Node, and that's pretty major too. And because then Jupiter will be past the South Node and approaching all of these planets, and when Jupiter and Saturn finally meet, it's at 0 Aquarius, and that's called the Great Mutation. I will talk more about that later in the year, but basically what that means is Jupiter and Saturn, when they meet, is called the Great Conjunction, and it happens every few years. But they shift from Earth, from elements. And the Great Mutation is when the Great Conjunction shifts elements, and it's shifting from Earth to air. So that's going to be huge, but that's in December 21st. There's a lot being talked about that, and I will talk more about that later, but that's a whole, wow, yeah. And then on the 10th of January, let me go forward days. Mercury will be Cazimi, the sun, and that's always kind of like blinding insights and things. And Mercury's still out of bounds on the 10th, so that I'll be giving times later. But that's a day for dazzling kind of insights. It's like, holy wow, I didn't think of that before, and clarity of thought. It's just kind of amazing, all these energies lining up together. Then on the 10th as well, right after that, we have the eclipse with Mercury conjunct. In fact, while Mercury's Cazimi, we have an eclipse. So we have a lunar eclipse with Mercury Cazimi, the sun. It's just like both lights, they're called, or luminaries, the sun and moon shining the light on Mercury, which is our mental processes, our ideas, our thought processes, the information we take in, learning, all kinds of things like that. That's just kind of huge too. Then we have Pallas Athena will move onto the galactic center on the 10th as well, bringing in she's a very strategic visionary. She's able to kind of make plans and patterns and things, and just that of and on the galactic center, that's going to be strategies that have never been thought of before. So we have that. Then on the 11th, we have Uranus and Eris both stationing direct. So there could be Uranus is in an earth sign. That I think there's going to be a lot more earthquakes. Pallas Athena stationing direct at the same time is really going to shake things up as well. So we're in a very uncomfortable period, but the potential is absolutely awe-inspiring. Okay, I cannot stress that enough. And I'm not going to go for days ahead. I just want to talk about, this area. Then we have Mercury conjunct Ceres. Then we have Mercury conjunct Saturn. Then we have Mercury conjunct Pluto. Then we have the big day on the 12th, Saturn conjunct Pluto. And then Pluto, Ceres will conjunct Pluto too. These are all catching up at 22 degrees. Saturn will conjunct Ceres. The two of them will come together. The Sun will then conjunct Pluto, and the Sun will conjunct Saturn, and the Sun will conjunct Ceres. It's just insane, basically. And we have to remember that, not only are all these planets piling up with two stations and an eclipse at the same time, back when all this stuff happened before, all this stuff piled up in Capricorn, we didn't know Pluto existed, and we did not know Eris existed. And planets tend to, their strength or their impact is more felt after discovery. When we know they're there, their influence seems to come into our collective zeitgeist even more than before. Of course, they were always there, but when we know they're there, it just really does, their planetary influence comes even more. And then after that, we're going to have 5 squares of Pluto and Eris. So I think governments are going to collapse. I think governmental institutions, I think we're going to have new constitutions in places, not everywhere. Borders are going to change. But this is all about the collapse of the patriarchy. We are shifting big time, into the age of Aquarius now, into this new paradigm. And then on December the 21st, when Saturn and Jupiter meet at 0 Aquarius, we're going to get a real kind of glimpse at what's coming. I'm not going to go that far ahead right now, except to say that the Internet of Things is going to become even bigger. It's going to become more space age. Space of change is going to change even more. But there's such good things happening underneath all this. I've long said, and this is what I wanted to talk about before I go on to do the draw, and I'm going to do the draw in a minute. But I've long said that the age of Aquarius is ruled by both Saturn and Uranus, right? Saturn is the traditional ruler, Uranus is the modern ruler. So which makes Aquarius, like most planets with their traditional and modern rulers, they're kind of similar energies. Saturn is kind of conservatism, wisdom, wise elder, the old ways, if you like. Uranus is radical breakthrough, new ideas, new inventions, all that kind of stuff. They're both in earth signs right now. And because they rule Aquarius, it makes Aquarius this weird mix of conservatism, valuing old, what's good of the old, really. So that kind of conservatism, conserving what's worth keeping. And Uranus bring it in a new way. And then we have Uranus over here in Taurus, stationing right on this period where we've got the eclipse and this massive conjunction of Saturn, Pluto, and all the other things. And Uranus is Venus ruled, and Venus is in Aquarius right now, so it's even stronger because they're in a mutual reception. And Taurus is all physical manifestation, okay? And plus it's what we value, what's worth something to us. It's also our self-worth, but it's the earth as well. And I see so much going on about indigenous ways. In Australia, with all these dreadful fires, there's so much talk about going back to the indigenous fire clearing to maintain the land. Fires, wildfires have existed forever, but they're out of control now because we've tried to do away with them. Well, that's not going to happen. So it's that kind of energy. We've got to bring in the old in a new way and learn to be more in alignment with the earth. So, there is good happening. Shamanic practices are on the rise globally again. In this country, in the USA, I'll confess, growing up as a young British girl, playing cowboys and Indians due to, all the Western movies, we thought Indians had gone. We thought Native Americans did not exist anymore, basically, as young children. I'm talking about 60s, early 60s. I'm old. So I'm not that out of touch. This is what was being fed us as children. And it's clear they're not. They're here. They're here to stay. They're on the rise. Native Americans are really standing up for their rights again and things, and standing up for, no pipelines, not ravaging the earth, not raping the earth as we have done. So there's so much good coming underneath. So I kind of wanted to do this I wanted to do this draw live because it's fun, but I also kind of wanted to reassure people that even though this is challenging times, and sure, some people suffer, I don't think it's the end of the world. Well, it's not the end of the world. I don't think it's the end of humanity. I don't think the financial markets are completely going to collapse, but I do think there's going to be some collapse and some change and some winners and some losers. I don't even think it's the Great Depression. I think there's more hope than anything, because we do have to remember that these are all new cycles that are starting as all these planets converge. This is the beginning of new cycles, okay? Now, there are other cycles that are still ending, of course, towards Eris, which we did not know discovered, but I find Eris to be quite a benevolent figure. She does. Oh, I'm just going to stop my share and make sure everybody's muted. Thanks. Okay, and lost my train of thought, sorry. Anyway, what I was going to say is that there's hope for sure. There's good things coming. We even look at the Golden Globes. I was talking about Eris. I saw an article today by Marina from Dark Star Astrology, and I didn't read the whole article, I just saw the headline. But she was saying that, I don't know if you saw Ricky Gervais's speech, but he gave it to the Hollywood elites, basically. He told them what for. Told them that they didn't know what was going on in the real world and all that kind of stuff. And that's very Eris. It's revealing the artifice and the fakery of some of our society, and just ripping the Band-Aid off this, some of the fakery that we've got going on. So please have hope. Please don't go into any fear with all the news cycle. I watch the news cycle closely just because of the astrology, but I don't sit and watch hours of it and then sit there crying and things, because I know there's good coming as well. So I wanted to reassure all of you about that. So I'm keeping you waiting for the draw because I wanted to give people more chance to come. And I am going to pull a couple of cards for this energy of this eclipse. So it's the time between now and really the 13th is just crazy. That doesn't mean it just stops on the 13th, but it's crazy. Okay, I'm going to tell you. Probably till about the 16th, intensely crazy. So let me pull a couple of cards. Just kind of see what this weekend is going to be like. Wow. Well, these are very reassuring too, I have to say. So the first card we get is the Hanged Man, and that means surrender. This is the kind of just surrender to the process. This is tremendous process. We've got the big snake of transformations. Surrender to this immense period of transformation that we're going through. He's also, you know, kind of got the trifecta, the 3 on his one foot. It's kind of this Christ figure because he's got nails there upside down on the cross. But this is saying, you know, let it go, you know, let go of that feeling of control, that feeling of the need to control as well. And you know, this is very Jupiter on the South Node that we've got coming up early tomorrow. I did just post a post about that with the Chandra symbol for it, and I would suggest you go and read that as well. And then kind of where we're going, these are 2 of where we're going. The Star, Aquarius card. Look at it. There's good things coming, I tell you. You know, there's going to be a bumpy ride for quite a long time, but look at this Star card. And this is really, the message of this Star card really is to, it's talking about what I said about Uranus and Saturn, because Uranus is kind of the outer space. It's like kind of bring it down to the earth, let it all flow through you. It's one of my favorite cards, Rachel, too. I love it. It's such a beautiful card. And we've got this coming, you know. And then we've also got the Chariot, which is Cancer, which is where the North Node is now. These are fantastic cards, I have to tell you. And 3 major arcana cards. It's saying, you know, the Chariot's saying be patient and take care of your own and nurture yourself, nurture that deep inner life before launching off into the world. This is all about trusting, getting in alignment, and being patient, I think. So there you go. So, okay, the book drawing. Sorry, only 3 of you could make it live, but so again, because I am going to send the recording of that. So this is the complete guide to astrology, understanding yourself, your signs, and your birth chart. And incidentally, this is a publisher's drawing. I don't know why my green screen's doing that funny thing, but anyway, I'll have to adjust my screen at the back. This is the publisher's giveaway. I ran it, but they send the book out. When I get my books, I'm probably going to do a giveaway of my own. And on that giveaway, this one could only be the USA. The publishers can only send out to the USA. But for those of you that are watching this video, this is my book, Look for Future Giveaways. It's on pre-order from many places, Amazon, all known booksellers, including indie booksellers, and just, you know, it's available now to get it. It's published on January the 28th. I'm very excited. I'm going to read you one of my endorsements, the early endorsements, actually. Let me do that. And then I'll draw it. I'm not going to say who this endorsement's by. It'll be on Amazon and places. But one of them is, I'm so delighted to have a new go-to book to give new students who want to understand the core concepts of our art. Louise offers a clear Oh, sorry, I'm just checking the screen. Louise offers a clear and well-organized guide that I imagine will orient many of the next generation of astrology enthusiasts and professionals alike. As well, she offers refreshing and empowering perspective around many of the cultural assumptions embedded in the art, making astrology more accessible, relevant, and empowering for our times. Oh, I'm just like, woo. and then I'm going to read you the other one because I'm just like overwhelmed. These are the only two I've had through so far. There's 3 more to come. Louise aimed to bring the stars down to earth, and she hit her mark. A rare offering, I'm going to cry, that combines breadth and depth with clear and concise writing. It's been a long time since a fresh, accessible, and comprehensive introduction to astrology book has been published for current and future generations. This book is a welcome addition to anyone's astrology library. I'll be recommending it to my students, and I have to tell you, this is one of my teachers, so I'm like, sorry, I'm like overwhelmed. That's me for you. Cry on video, always manage to do it. Anyway, so I have to tell you guys, I am having so many kind of major hits on my chart this year. So if you all want to do me a favor to support me, anybody that's watching this video, share the book. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Consider becoming a member of my Cosmic Owl community. All the links will be posted with this video. Just follow, like my page. You know, there's lots you can do to support me. I really think that I give an awful lot, and this year is kind of my year, I think. But looking at the astrology too. Okay, so I have no idea who this is. Did you like my bowl? Golden bowl, pink. All right. So who is this? It's Lucy Harrison is the winner. All right, Lucy, I'll be asking you for your name and address. I hope you're USA. So I'm just going to have a quick look. Where's Lucy on the list? I'm just going to make sure she's USA because a couple of people entered who are not in the USA, and my publishers will only send to the USA. And I don't have any books. She's in Canada. Sorry, Lucy. But I tell you what I'm going to do, Lucy. I'm going to keep your name, and when I get my copies of the book, I'm going to send you one. So sorry you can't win the publisher's copy. It did say USA only. So let's go again. So everybody gets another chance. But the publishers do send me some of the books. So because your name came out first, you're going to get one. All right, here we go. Another name. Please be a USA one. Okay, I'm just going to have to look up this one. I can only send so many copies. Oh, one thing I've learned, guys, from looking at, from doing a couple of giveaways is that people do not read. They do not read at all. All right, and I'm just going to check that this person, well, actually, it doesn't say where she lives, but Rachel, it's your friend Nancy Paste-Rich. I don't know how I say her name, or Riches. She is the winner. So is she in the USA, Rachel? So you can see Nancy. Oh, you can't see the writing. She is. Oh, phew, fantastic. Maybe she'll share the book with you as well. Or maybe she'll do something nice to you for tagging her So, congratulations to both the winners. Doesn't matter how clear you think your instructions are, people don't read them, I've discovered, for giveaways, but that's fine. I'm happy to send you a book, Lucy, once you're texting her. Cool, awesome. Well, congratulations, both of you. Lucy, you won't get yours until I get my books, and but Nancy, I'll need your name and address to send to the publishers. But you can message me on my Cosmic Owl Astrology page and send me those details, or Rachel can let me have them. So, well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for entering the giveaway. Just buckle up for the next few days. It's going to be kind of intense, lots of self-love, self-care, lots of looking for the good amongst all the kind of crazy news. I have to say that there was the stampede in Iran because of the funeral of the guy that Trump's drone took out and killed at least 50 people. That's very Saturn, Pluto too. There are going to be these things, but that doesn't mean everybody's going to be affected. It's in the energy, though. It's in the air. So lots of self-love, lots of self-care, and it's all about maturing and growing up and really stepping into your power. So chin up and look for the good, and really kind of think of the world you want to create is my suggestion too. So thank you for appearing, for being here live, a couple of you. I hope just the whole thing has given you a bit more kind of optimism, let's say. Much love.